We got the lovely Miss AB in the building.
Just to start off, I just want to say I'm not a winning artist, so let me just
Absolutely,
get that out there.
we know that. You didn't give us a chance to get the intro. You didn't give us a chance to get the intro.
But definitely winning team, definitely.
Yes. And if Self is listening, he'll be very happy because, the last thing he wants is people out here, hemorrhaging dollars off the strength.
I got respect.
Absolutely. Now, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to have you up here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Speaking of which, with working with Self, obviously you guys hear tons of music all the time. What's the last thing that came through the email that blew you away that, before it like blew up? We've had Lou Got Cash up here. Shout out to Lou Got Cash, you know what I'm saying?
We would love to have out here. Congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
He got that record deal.
Yes. And he deserves it too.
Absolutely. He works really hard.
Yeah.
He works really hard.
Very, very hard. But what's the last thing that came through the email that we're privy to hear now? They're doing numbers, but when you heard it, you were like, okay, this right here is gonna go. Like, yo, this artist got it. Like, this is impressive.
I personally don't go through the emails when it comes to music business. You know what I mean? I learned from an outside perspective as well. I have connections with his artists more. You know what I mean? And I work for his clothing line, and I manage the studio.
Oh,
so
in
terms of
a little bit.
Multitasking, very late.
Yeah, you have to, especially living in New York. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go one route out here. You have to learn how to hustle through a lot of different things.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Just one income, especially in New York.
Yeah, you can't have just one income out here.
Right.
So let's talk about the story. Let's talk about how you got into everything.
Okay. I'll start with how I met Self. I started interning at iHeartMedia.
Lit.
Yeah, when I was in college, someone hooked me up when I worked with a coworker. And I did a spring semester with them. The day of my interview, it's crazy how life works. The day of my interview for that, J. Cole was having his interview with Angie Martinez. So I was going to an interview still in for the same building, even though it wasn't Power. And then the guy asked me who my favorite artist was, and I said, J. Cole. And it was amazing how he was upstairs.
Right.
So he started asking me a lot about, the new album that came out, and, how J. Cole referenced, like, Eminem and, white rappers versus black rappers and stuff like that. So it was a very hot topic, and he started off with that, So I gave my perspective on music, and he said, okay, let's get with J. Cole, let's go meet him. From there, I got into a new internship for the summertime. I started working at Power.
Oh.
Then I met Self there, and it's amazing what type of person he is, because I didn't really have a place to live at the time. So I asked for some winning gear, and I didn't have an address to give him. So he asked me why, and I said I didn't really have a place to live. I was crashing at people's cribs, and he said, I have an empty crib that I use as storage if you need a place to crash. You know what I mean? Like, it's for you. You know what I mean? Like, just let me know. So I went on a vacation trip with my family real quick, came back, and I thought about it, went through with it. So he didn't want to take my money, because he's like, I pay for it. I've always had it. He had it for years. So he's like, I'm not going to charge you, So I worked for him. So I worked for him for rent. So I saw it as more like a residency, you know what I mean? So I'm just always around. Whenever he needs me, I'm there. So that's how I'm close with him, So that definitely got me a lot into meeting a lot of other DJs, a lot of other artists, looking at perspectives and the different world that I wasn't really a part of back then. Yeah. When I worked at Power as an intern, it put me really into the music industry that one step closer.
Right. Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Self went in entertainment. He got Lou Got Cash. He built a studio. I was there for the entire process. I was there every day the studio was built. I started learning a little bit here and there. No, I'm not a pro, but
Right.
I'm learning a little bit so I could do stuff myself. And I've always had a passion for music. People always knew me, especially in high school, for someone that was in the now of what was going on. At the time, 2008, 2009, J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, they were all coming up.
Right.
And Kid Cudi, Kanye so I learned from them. I grew up with them a little bit. And so people recognize that about me. So I've always had a passion for music. When I moved to New York, instead of going to medical school, I'm like, I'm going into what I really wanted to do. Majored in English and psychology, and just studied a lot of art for extracurriculars, you know. So I started, like, I do all types of things, like you guys said, we were mentioning earlier. I do a lot of different things, you know. I'm a little bit hands-on film, photography, marketing, whatever, because I studied a little bit of all of that. And then it just, when I started getting into the music, it's all coming back, you know what I mean? It's just naturally all coming back. And like I said earlier, I'm not a winning artist, but I still carry myself as if I was one.
Right.
Because you're part of the whole process. Well, you know, that part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because Winning Entertainment is growing as I'm growing as an artist. Self, if he didn't build that studio, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be an artist because I didn't know any engineers. I didn't know any studios that I could go to, that I could trust people to work with me on music. I didn't have connections either, you know what I mean? So working at Power, working for Self, I started building connections slowly with a lot of people. So I'm not one of those people that like throw it down your throat like, hey, listen to this.
Right.
I'm actually surprised when people say, I see you, I hear you.
Right.
I'm like, really? You know, I can't believe that, you know? And I just feel like I'm not at the level where I'm ready to go personally to them and say, please play this record or let's work something out. I'm not ready for that yet, you know what I mean? So I'm still learning from his artists as well. You know, they're also branding and learning themselves, you know.
At what point do you feel like you would be able to say, okay, I'm ready to really push this and you know, start throwing it down people's throats? Not necessarily forcefully.
Yeah,
but
every day I feel like I should, but respectfully, if I was in the opposite position and I was looking into my things, I would say, keep working on it, keep building. You still need a fan base. Your sound, your listens could be better. Like, you got a little thing going on. Keep building that flame. So I see it as, I don't even have the respect to go up to you and saying that if I know that I feel that way about myself,
that's
you know.
Right.
So every day if somebody says, give me, you know, your music, whatever, I'm inspired and I'll definitely send it. I haven't done it yet because I want to make sure that I have something prepared to show them. And the same with Self, you know, I don't throw things down his throat either. If anything, I don't talk about, people are probably like, you're crazy. I would tell him every day, like, I don't really talk about my music so much with him.
Exactly.
You know what's good? What's good is that you're around Self. So me being a DJ myself, like, you can understand how overwhelming or how frustrating it is as a DJ, it's like for Self and everybody, you know, when people are coming at you like that.
Facts.
So for you to be around that, you have more respect level and can understand when it's the right time to really approach somebody.
I see it every day.
Yeah.
Every day, you know. And it's not even just in person. It's probably through emails, text messages.
Everything.
I get sent actually people through the clothing website saying, check out my music, or give me an opportunity for this. And I'm like, this is not for that, you know?
It's like the storybook where the Rosenberg and Ivan's daughter found Eminem's tape at the bottom of the tapes.
That's a fairy tale, you know?
Exactly. Sounds
That's
good.
one in a
Sounds
million.
good.
And while we're on the topic, I mean, you know, let's might as well get into one of your tracks right now.
Okay, sure.
You tell me which one you want to get into.
Let's get into Share No Man. It's my first single, and it's the one that's doing the best, surprisingly.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
I'm the general, la capitana matata. I call the shots to the blood is gone. I told you nobody take my spot. Cause it take me down, you're gonna need an army. I ain't ever share no man, please. I know he's the one for me. If he lied to your face and just leave, that man ain't ever disrespect me. Booty jiggy chick with the gold links. A flat ass mommy with some good shit. One superstar laid back with feet. No, a side chick can never be trusted. He said I bring his freaky side out. He said I turn him all the way out. I sit on his face, he get my ass out. I scream, don't stop, then I put my ass out. Why would he ever choose you? Why don't you just give up and lose? That man is mine, yeah, I know he's fine. He's a one-woman kind and you way behind. Never been worried about a bird, cause you're good for nothing as well. Suck a nut, bust it up. Think you're hot shit, but really fucking up.
Bill collector's blowing up my phone, hey. Bill collector's trolling up my phone, hey.
No, it's just soon, but so I can't see you. It's not dark. Are you hiding on purpose?
What?
Yes.
So what was the point of me FaceTiming you if I can't see you? I could have just called you.
That's right. Don't touch my headscarf.
Well, you're on camera. That's
Oh
Quan.
boy.
Hey, bestie.
Hey, Quan.
Hit the Quan.
Come on. I said again,
Alright. Yo, she really knows the song. Well, I just want to tell
I'm gonna
you.
get cute for the camera.
Oh, okay. Hey! Pull the hair out. Okay, I'll see you soon. Alright, so I just want to tell you a couple things. One, did you check the email for booking AB?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay, well, we got the shipment for the stickers is coming to your crib. Should be there by tomorrow evening. It says Sue on it, I think. I'm not sure. I think it says Sue on it.
Doesn't matter.
And then we got the videographer for Janelle for the music video on Sunday. She sent the time list, so it's in the email, and so it says all the times that all the scenes will be done. Quan is coming out, and I think Greg is gonna be around. We just got done doing the song that we're gonna drop on.
What, Degreez?
Yeah, Degreez.
Degreez? Okay.
So I showed the guys here the cover, and they like it.
Oh, wait, why are you breaking up? What did you say just now?
That I showed the guys the cover.
Okay.
And they liked it, but they think that where I put the black over my eyes, that I should write Degreez on it. Whoa! Hey, 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 yeah, what, yeah, huh? Hey, hey, not my phone, hey, and I got no money to give, whoa, what the hell this country do to me, yeah, hey, 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 I thought I told you I can't even get a job out here for free. Hey, 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 what? What? Hey, hey, hey. Man, fuck these student loans, though. Just go out there and get it yourself. Savage. Ha, ha, yeah, yeah, woo. Hey, yeah, yeah, huh? Huh? I here for free. Just do it by yourself. Don't matter what you put in, don't give up on yourself, nah. And I'm coming for that bread back. I said I'm coming where my checks at, whoa. These government fees coming at me for these college degrees.